healthy, the more power,
There's nothing that stops you.
an aggressive growth sense out of
Yeah, so you get the ball to read in the first chapter.
That's even better.
Ransom Shield line.
And
You know,
Hi, good
Ty,
morning.
happy Monday.
Good morning, Shar. I see
Yeah.
we're moving again.
Yes, that's right. We're moving and shaking, guys. You know, this is how it is. Success loves speed. Money loves speed. Money loves movement.
100%. I love that we're so dynamic with this, that we can do it. We stay true to our commitment, as we've always said, but it doesn't matter if you're traveling, if I'm traveling, and next month I'm going to be traveling. So we're going to see me on the road, but also we're going to also have some of our guests from CoachCon joining us beginning August 1st to learn more about what they're going to share with everyone at CoachCon. So let's keep the dynamism going.
Well, I love that, Ty. But more importantly, guys, you know, Ty has such great depth and experience in the coaching industry, and his vision of CoachCon and why this is happening is because we're really here to help you. And so when you watch this replay, you're watching our live, we just want to invite you to really kind of take this next couple of minutes for your coaching business and really look at 1 to 2 things that you could be doing differently in your business. Because today we're talking about something really hard. A lot of you don't realize that you already have a community around you. You already have a community of people who like and trust you. To leverage this in order to build your coaching business. Ty, how do you leverage?
So we are talking about the power of client testimonials, and I'm gonna really describe why this is important. A lot of us start, and when we build our coaching business, when we build any business for that matter, we don't realize that this isn't the first time out of the gate. You're not a kindergartner that's coming out with no experience or no methodology. This is you coming out saying, hey, I've done 20 years of corporate America, or I've done my time doing this, and now I want to teach others how to do it. So just like Shar and I are serving, you are here to serve. You want to close a gap. You want to serve other people. You want to, genuinely make an impact in your space or your industry, whatever that space or industry is. And so what you also forgot, and what people don't realize, is that you, during your time in whatever you did before, you built up relationships. You built up relationships with people who worked for you, people who you worked for, peers who shared you on a project, other people who've experienced what it is to work with you, customers who've engaged with you, vendors who've interacted with you. And all of these people make up the sphere of influence that can credibly say to other people who are just now meeting you for the first time, wow, that person's great. I've had such a great experience. They have integrity, they have value, they're very honest, they deliver the result on time, on budget. I watched them coordinate a team. I watched them manage an entire organization. I saw their budget numbers. When you get to all of these people have little fragments of your career history with them that they can together amalgamate and share as your testimonials, as the power of your work and what you can achieve when you go to market. So that's number one. The fact is, as Shar said, you have up 250 people around you, people who you've interacted in your career, people who you've interacted with, who already know what it means to work with you, what it means to see you deliver, what it means to really hear what your thoughts are on particular topics and instances, and your capacity to continue to help other people.
But guys, this is the thing. Sometimes you think it has to be outside of you, and you already have a power of maybe people you've already helped. Ty, how many people in your career have you helped already, indirectly and directly, right? From coaching them, that could pop up, guys, maybe 5 or 7 testimonials to put on your LinkedIn profile, to put on your Facebook, maybe on your website.
Yeah, they're all around you. If you actually just go back to your LinkedIn, go back to your resume, and just kind of look and figure out, okay, who did I work with here? Who would I tap into for a reference? Who would I tell somebody, okay, they should use this person? And it doesn't, again, have to be people in your career space. It could be people that are in your peer space. It could be people that you go to the gym with. It could be people that you volunteer with. It could be people that, anybody, all of those people in your spheres have interacted with you in one way or another, and they've seen you do something at one point in time. So they all exist, and they all exist for the purpose of you saying, hey, I'm starting this up. I'd love to get a testimonial on the part of my life that you know, and what you can share with other people so that they can actually start building trust. So you get through the know, like, and trust a little faster than you would have on your own.
And then, guys, here's a second strategy of leverage. all of these 250 people in your circle knows one more person, which then can amplify you to a 500 community group. And I'm using very small numbers just because of our LinkedIn Live today and just making it tangible and realistic, because sometimes you fall into imposter syndrome when you're trying to ask for help. Some of you think, well, I'm not good enough, or maybe they won't give me a referral. You never know until you ask or even attempt to ask. But each person in your circle, guys, has one more person that you could be directly connected to or refer to or even introduced to, where then you can pick the ball up and actually use that as a way to create what I consider outside bias with a client testimonial.
And that's what we call the multiplier effect, right? When you take your core network and then you start doubling that network by going to one other person, asking every single person, hey, is there one person you can introduce me to, or one person you can refer to me that can potentially see, engage in what I'm doing that you think is of value? And you don't want to make it too hard. You want to make sure that your referral system gives them an easy way to do it, so that when they just send you the person, you can convert that person. So you want to say, okay, you know me. Can you introduce me to somebody that they know that you think might have value? So that's one other introduction. And then you keep multiplying that, right? So when you get the next round of people, you're like, okay, let's have a chat. If this is of value to you, do you know one other person? And again, you go through that multiplier effect over time.
So guys, now that you kind of understand what, harnessing community is, here's something from our personal playbook that I want to share on today's live is, how do you manage and how do you get the best out of a client testimonial? And guys, this is an art. This is a science. This is where client testimonials can become a lead generation strategy for your business.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about 5 different ways to get a client testimonial. And I want to make sure we have this clear. And then Shar is going to touch on something that's really, really critical as to the future of how client testimonials are being managed. Number 1, video testimonials. We know the power of social media. We know when you have somebody like this on screen saying, this person's awesome, people see it, they embrace, they're using multiple senses to interact and say, okay, this must be true. This makes sense to me. I understand this. So video testimonials should be the first thing you strive for whenever you're getting a testimonial from a client. And again, it doesn't have to be for your program. It doesn't have to be for something you're putting together in your coaching world or your business world. What it has to be is a demonstration or a reflection of what your capacity is as a person to deliver on the promise that you're making to other people. And that capacity doesn't necessarily have to be, again, in coaching or in your business. It could be a leadership role on a board. It could be something that you've interacted on the PTA committee. Like, people want to just be able to demonstrate, I've worked with this person and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I think that they I've seen them deliver in one capacity or another, right? So video testimonials, number 1. Number 2, if you can't get a video testimonial for one reason or another, just get a testimonial, get a written testimonial, something that people can share with you, that you can put on your website, a quote of some sort. So to give people meaning and substance, right? The more metrics you have in that, the more tangibility you have in that. All of those are things that will contribute to painting a picture for an outside person seeing you for the first time. This works. I like this person. This can be done. You can benefit as well, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, Google reviews. Making sure that you are tapped into Google, that you're getting reviews. A lot of people are looking at Google reviews before they make a decision. I do it. I was just looking for swim shorts just now, because I wanted to I'm going to a destination shorts next month in August, and I was looking for swim shorts. I sorted my responses by reviews. Why? Because I know that there's a couple of scammy websites on Instagram, and so I go from Instagram to the Google, and on Google I search by reviews, and I want to try for the 4.5 and higher reviews. So you want to make sure that you're getting reviews. The stars count, but the words help as well. So number 3 is reviews. Number 4, people skip this, and this is so powerful. LinkedIn recommendations. Okay. If you go out to that same network we're telling you of 250 people, and then their friends, and then people who you've engaged with, you can get a healthy number of LinkedIn recommendations that people can go to your fully built out LinkedIn profile and see the history of your time as a professional. and learn and understand why they need to do business with you in a well-rounded way. I've used LinkedIn recommendations when I entered a new industry, or when I'm in a new space, or when I'm in a new role at a new company, because it continues to paint the picture of me over time. And it is something that I can continue to curate once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, send out a request to the people you've just met or engaged with or have been working with, and get a LinkedIn recommendation. Okay.
Right.
Number 5, case studies. You can write a case study for yourself that describes your interaction with a client. They may choose not to let their name be used. You can find pseudonyms. But in the absence of somebody giving you a direct review or testimonial that you can use, you can write a case study and you can paint that same picture. It's not, let's say, the best, it's not number 1, but it still gets the job done because it gives people an idea of what you've done and the way you've worked and what you've achieved in your past. So those are 5 possible ways to deal with or to get and obtain client testimonials that you can use in your business. Now, once you have those testimonials, Shar, tell us about SEO.
So, as you know, AI has changed what I consider how we do SEO and backlinks. And for many of you who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars, maybe you've spent ad money, you're wondering what's going to happen. And so this is from the insider of what we do. And more importantly, I'm giving this to you today because I want you to understand customer reviews, customer testimonials are going to be used as part of the SEO strategy. They no longer will need to do the SEO backlinks, because what happens is that's just based on what I consider you hope and pray someone's going to type in, I'm looking for the best esthetician, I'm looking for the best coach, I'm looking for the best electrician. That isn't working anymore. It's too general. What AI has been able to do is really take this big circle and make it even smaller, where your actual testimonials, keywords in it, are going to help them prop up in the search when you're asking for the best shorts to wear. They're not going to care what company it is. They're going to look for the testimonial reviews because AI wants to become unbiased.
And for
That
that
is
reason
changing
alone,
it.
for that reason alone, you have to come and check out Charlene's session at CoachCon on September 16th, where she will go deeper into what that means for us today.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know that, and I'm sure you didn't know that. So now we have to learn about it. Now we need to go research it, but we need to also come. I'm inviting you to come to CoachCon on September 16th to get that information directly from Shar and learn more about what AI is going to do and how it's going to change the world for us in this particular space. Now, there are some critical whys you want to do this. Okay, so we jumped in and we talked about all of these different things with testimonials. The fact that you can get them based on your past experience, the fact that you can get them from people who are not necessarily in your network, and the fact that you can get them in 5 different ways. But why? Why are they so important? Well, the reality is that it affects 3 core areas of your professional life, and those 3 core areas are, as I mentioned before, people make decisions based on recommendations and peer review. People will go and they will look up the 4.5 and above peer review that the products or services that are 4.5 above, and then they make decisions to buy those. That's number 1. Number 2, people want to know that this product, this service, this coaching package is great, so that they can buy it and follow. It's a follower model, the follower effect. When you have a leader in the industry, people follow. The first person to follow that leader tells every other follower that leader is good to follow,
Right.
that they believe in that leader, that leader has something powerful, and then other people follow. So you gain a wider audience when you continue to have reviews. They may not buy your product or service, but the more audience you build, the more people will tune in. And eventually, over the course of their life cycle, they will purchase a product or service from you. And then the last thing is reviews, testimonials, all of these things contribute to your pricing structure. Because as a new coach, as a new business person, when you start, you're putting something out there and you're trying to get that first follower to believe in you. And then you're trying to, from there, win that customer over and multiple customers behind it. But the second somebody has a result, a transformation, an experience that you've been able to provide, then you can raise your price, because now you have a proof of concept, you have a proof of product, and then you incrementally raise your price. And then you get more of those reviews and testimonials saying to the world that not only are you knowledgeable of what you're doing, it works, and then you raise your price. So for you to scale over time, both in terms of users and in terms of an audience, and in terms of your pricing model, you have to focus on reviews and testimonials as part of your business strategy.
Now, guys, be strategic. Now, let's say you're going after a certain industry, and I'm going to just use HR. If you're going to go after HR directors and you've been in HR and you've had that experience and you have other people who are in the HR industry, you want to hyper focus and target on those type of reviews. Because what happens is when you're going after that prospect, if they can see your reviews, just like Ty is saying, right, it increases your value. But more importantly, when you have that consistency in your reviews about that hyper niche where you were able to solve their problems, then they know you're the expert in that industry without you ever having to say you're an expert.
Absolutely. And again, people start sharing and they start populating, and then you start going viral to some degree, and you become a local influencer. It goes back to that thing we talked about, consistency and regularity, making sure that that's key in everything you do, including this particular strategy, right? Consistently saying, okay, how many testimonials am I going to get this week? How many referrals, reviews? And you keep a metric of getting that over time, and you consistently get it and go after it every single week.
Exactly. Ty, every single week we're just pouring this truth. We're pouring strategy into all of our coaches and future coaches. Many of you are in careers who are watching and saying, I'd like to start a side hustle. I think I'm an expert in this industry. And our invitation to you is come to CoachCon. Meet others who are similar into their journey of building a coaching business because they want to start a new hustle that probably is more purpose driven. Sometimes it starts off as just kind of I helped a couple of people. And now that you see the opportunity, we want to give you the platform to do that. And at CoachCon, that's what we're going to do for you.
100%. I mean, we have some amazing speakers that are lined up, that are ready to pour. Our agenda is going to be finalized and announced on August 1st, but you'll start seeing on our speakers, you'll see on our pages, these amazing speakers that we have coming out with their amazing topics. We're super excited to have some really big names in the industry and some big names in other industries that will be able to help you, guide you, help influence you, and help make sure that you are delivering a product and service that the rest of the market will adopt. So with that, check us out. It's www.coachcon.global. We'd love to have you. We'd love to share these 2 days with you, and then tell you a little bit about the rest of CoachCon that's coming up after.
Wow, powerful. Thank you again, Ty. Thank you, everyone.